Hello, I'm Royal Sealy, aka Mignonette, and welcome to my channel. This past weekend, I had the pleasure of going to Tekko in Pittsburgh, PA, and I had a lot of fun. Part of the draw of Tekko was its J Fashion content, of which there was a lot, and I think the J Fashion crew did a really good job of putting together a super fun event. Today, I will be showing my footage of the Tekko Fashion Show event, which saw many indie designers as well as the big name draw here, which was Puvithel and Metamorphose temp de fille. So, as a warning, this is not affiliated with Tekko in any way, so a lot of this will be my commentary over a slightly muted track. However, I will be including the MC Cat's description of the brands as I think they did a wonderful job and they were quite silly, so I hope that you have a good time as well. Just as a heads up, so when you see the actual runway part, it will be slightly quieter with my voice on top here and there giving commentary, while MC Cat will be a bit louder at the regular volume, so be careful not to scare yourself there. So while I was setting up, the MC Cat happened to do the intro for the first group, so I will just read the description that is on the Tekko fashion page. The first guest was Spooky Sparkle Party, which was established in 2016. A Toronto-based plus-size Lolita and kawaii fashion brand, Spooky Sparkle Party focuses on nurturing self-love for all their spooky cuties. They currently serve sizes M to 3XL, with many Makubra clothing prints and accessories in various colorways available online. So that will be the first one up. As with previous videos, I will include links to any brands mentioned or showcased here. That way you can follow along and check out their designs. I had a lot of fun, so without further ado, let's get going. Here is Spooky Sparkle Party. I really love the way these models are bringing to life the various outfits that they have on and some personality. I think that makes these designs really come to light. I love the peplum overlays, and the first and second design are so different that it's really nice to showcase the different styles that Spooky Sparkle Party is capable of. This particular design I found exceptionally jaw-dropping as it has the chest looking like a rib cage and the bottom has a sort of spider-esque motif, which I think goes really well with their name, Spooky Sparkle Party. And they showcase here a couple different colorways. This is currently not up for pre-order or will be soon in the different colorways. And I definitely will be keeping an eye out for it as it is very unique and the bone patterns are seen in the straps as well as the bodice. Use of color is something that's really pretty and not something that I see very often, so this is a brand I would love to support in the future. I also believe that the designer for this brand works with KCON or hosts KCON, and as we all know that this will be KCON's last definitive year, they may be taking a year off and are hoping to return the following year. So if you haven't already considered going to KCON, this could be your motivation or your reminder.
self-awareness to alternative fashion. From kawaii pastels to dark streetwear, HimeKiss has something for everyone to express and explore themselves while confronting the status quo. Let's give a warm welcome to HimeKiss!
Up next, we have HimeKiss, and immediately I love the energy that the different models brought to these pieces. We are seeing a great variety, once again, both in color palette and in size and shapes. Yeah, I really like it, and this lesbian fairy look is super cute. Also, the pocket reveal, everyone went wild. The fact that it could fit a phone of that size is unfortunately not something you always get in kawaii fashion. This has more of that menhara look that HimeKiss is known for, and it's definitely very cute. I love pink with red, so this one was another loved design. Following that, we have a design which is very different from what I've seen from this brand before, but that I really like. It matches more of my day-to-day style, and with the lounge style pant and cropped hoodie in this darker colorway, I think it's something I could see myself wearing outside of Lolita, as we all need those comfy, cozy days, and we still want to look cute doing it. And of course, there's pockets. Unfortunately, I'm still messing around with the camera at this point, and I fear that the bright white of the light with the lighter designs doesn't showcase them all too well. This design was really cute and had cat motifs with cheetah print on the front in the shape of a heart, and the back with a little silly tail and cat ears. I think that HimeKiss has the official photos posted for this runway look. So if you want to get a better idea of what the colors for these pieces look like, I'll be linking their Instagram in the description as well as their shop. I feel like I'm just really amazed of all the energy that the models have been bringing to the show so far. They have such a variety of poses, and it's been a lot of fun to see what they bring to these pieces. You can tell that they're having fun, which I think is the most important part of audience engagement. I love the vibrancy of their purple pieces, and this is a color palette that I often associate with them, so it's really great to see it on the stage. And here's the designer themselves. I love these pants and the different like wig flips. It's really exciting and super cool.
Those pockets I saw, those shorty pockets. Pockets big enough for an iPhone? I'm a sucker for a pocket. I don't seem to have any. One more time for HimeKiss. Up next on the main stage, we have NightWhisper Lolita. Original dresses with pockets. To innovative petticoats, NightWhisper Lolita from Missouri has you covered with size-inclusive Lolita fashion, ranging from size S to size 7XL. This fashion show is a tribute to her favorite brand, Japan. Let's get rockin' with NightWhisper Lolita!
Yeah. Up next, we have NightWhisper Lolita, and they're a brand that I've seen on Etsy, but I believe that they have their own site as well, where the deals may be better, because as you know, Etsy loves to charge ridiculous fees for the creators. I wasn't super familiar with their work before, but seeing this has made me an immediate fan. The elegance that are in these pieces and that the models bring to it, I teared up. As mentioned by MC Cat, the designer for NightWhisper Lolita created these designs after her favorite band, Japan, and it was very emotional. I had to clip it out for time, but there was a wonderful slideshow presentation on the side monitors. Just a very emotional performance from the audio, what the models are giving, and then from the designer herself. Something that was really cool is at the end when they did their walk, they had these fake roses and they all took turns throwing them. It was very emotional. We're seeing a lot of diversity in different cuts, which always makes a brand more appealing to me to see what they're capable of. It's good to have variety in the wardrobe. And the fact that they are willing to do custom sizing or at least offer such a wide range of sizing is a huge plus. I love the designer's dress here, and I am probably going to keep an eye out to see if they offer something similar. I know a lot of us fellow Lolitas consider having a Lolita wedding, and this is a dress that has kind of fit my personal vision, and yeah, just gorgeous stuff. Okay.
MOSHI MELON is showcasing their newest collection featuring pastel streetwear accessible to many different body shapes and sizes. Let's keep our celebration of the kawaii apocalypse going with MOSHI MELON!
Okay, I'm obsessed with the TV Eat-A Bag backpacks that Moshi Melon created. Throughout these looks, we are given different colorways of the bags, and they're so diverse that I was honestly shocked that they could think of that many ways to um, make this piece. It was really cool. The clothing is definitely more casual, and it's really nice to be exposed to a different side of J fashion that I'm not always around. The model poses were super cute and a lot of really good energy that kept the audience engaged.
Up next to the main stage, we have Elikathal. Elikathal is where the wonder and excitement of cosplay meets traditional Japanese fashion. Unique and customizable, these kimonos are designed to fit bodies of all types so that everyone can feel comfortable, confident, and beautiful while enjoying a hobby and culture they love. For Tekko 2023 State Fashion Show, Elikathal is showcasing a small sample of their work featuring kimonos inspired by video games, anime, and kawaii aesthetics. Let's give it up for Elikathal!
Elikathal had some interesting designs that I hadn't seen before. I don't really know much about this brand. Um, yeah, I really like the cosplay aesthetic that they have going on here. I think the props were really cool. And in the first piece in particular, I like the fabric and pattern colors chosen. I think it's really pretty.
What is it that they say? Is it shine bright like a witch hat? Is that what it's called? Are those lights on that one? That was awesome. Let's hear it one more time for Elikathal! Up next in our celebration of the Kawaii apocalypse is BitterBat. Sugar, spice, and everything spooky. BitterBat is a small, creepy, cute, yummy kawaii and Y2K punk-inspired brand. Perfect for the adorable, but terrifying. For Tekko 2023, BitterBat brings us a collection of looks inspired by classic horror movies. Looks to inspire kills. Let's give a warm welcome to BitterBat!
I love the model interaction here, and I also love the designs. These are all things I would wear. It brought me right back to my middle school days back in the early aughts. I loved the makeup, and of course, we get to see an entire scene, and it really gives these clothings an extra breath of life. I love those hats and the pre-stained arm warmers with the blood. So cool. A lot of really good presence here and individual style, which I appreciate.
I'd say, but first, let me take a selfie. But maybe you should watch out if you take selfies around. Let's hear it one more time for BitterBat. Up next to the main stage, we have a Pittsburgh-based brand, Petit Meaou.
Oh my
Wearing a fashion we love and being comfortable at the same time. The Petit Meaou doesn't think so. With carefully selected fabrics and designs, curated to flex to a variety of shapes and sizes, who knows what you could do in these pieces? In a kawaii apocalypse, you can't forget weapons. For Tekko 2023's J Fashion Show, Le Petit Meaou is showcasing 2 collections featuring our designer's favorite weapon, a sword. Get ready to hit, yeah. Let's hear it from Le Petit Meaou Lolita.
This is another brand that I know next to nothing about, but after their runway show, I am an immediate fan of. They have a lot of designs which remind me of Legend of Zelda, and especially the intro was a very funny nod to it. It feels very, very classy. I definitely want at least one dress from them in the future. I really like this white one that they started off with. The different bodice patterns add an extra layer of fun, so I don't really think you can go wrong here. Just each of the models was so different in their presentation. It was so much fun. And then the little battle at the end, I love it. I also ended up going to the booth for this designer, the Petit Miaou, after the show, and it was really cool. They had a lot of jewelry that I felt could go well with a lot of wall pieces. And when talking to them, they said that they were made out of actual kimono fabric. So it was really cool to be able to get a piece that I see myself wearing and using both in and out of the fashion in the future. I would definitely love to have a JSK from them sometime later in my Lolita life. They also had a really cute thing at their booth where you could adopt a dumpling, and it was a little tiny Stitch dumpling plush, and each dumpling had its own name and personality. It was just very cute. I really liked this designer a lot.
Now I'd say those models were really looking sharp. Let's hear it one more time for Petit Miaou. Up next to the main stage, we have the Okashii Shop. Anita Flowers and Jordan Kelly met as college roommates in Chicago. They then joined forces and created the Okashii Shop in fall of 2015. Since then, they've made several YouTube lookbooks and participated in artist alleys and other events across the United States. The Okashii Shop is where creepy meets cute. They feature feminine, bold, and pastel motifs inspired by styles such as Gyaru, Yami Kawaii, and Decora. How would a kawaii gangster dress? For Tekko 2023, the Okashii Shop presents the In My Hood collection. All the sweets with a sprinkle of danger. Let's hear it for the Okashii Shop!
Now, I was very excited when this brand was announced to be coming to Tekko because, weirdly enough, I saw them on Lemonade and I was a big fan. Outside of Lolita fashion, I wear a lot of gothic and punky styles, but in a more casual sense to be very comfortable while also being cute. So when I saw them on Lemonade, I remember trying to find their socials and seeing if I could purchase from them. To actually see these pieces on the runway, if there was any doubt in my mind before, it was gone. And again, the models did such a great job in showcasing these very unique pieces. I did end up pre-ordering a hoodie from them at the end, which was really cool. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be adding a link in the description, as I said before, to their Instagram, as well as any other socials or sites that I can find. Also at their stand, they had a nice art display section, which I find really nice. There's a lot of times where I love the designs of a brand, but either it doesn't fit in my current wardrobe or I'm short on cash. So it's a really nice way to be able to support an indie designer by buying things like prints. They were also very nice, which always helps. Something I want to point out here is that the designers on either side have inverted hoodies, and I'm just very obsessed with that. They look so cool. Everyone did a great job. I'm a big fan.
Alright, at this point you're like, what funny quip is she going to say this time? All I could see when I first saw those looks was, black pink in your area. Definitely not a K-pop stand or anything. Let's hear it one more time for the Okashii Shop. Next to the main stage, we have Gato Designs, a queer-owned J-fashion and alt-fashion brand based in the DC metro area, dedicated to creating items that prioritize comfort, inclusivity, and expression. Tonight, Gato Designs debuts the Neon Blackout collection for those who want to stand out during the kawaii apocalypse. Let's bring a pop of color to a dark world. Let's hear it for Gato Designs!
Up next, we have Gato Designs, and from the jump, it was a very exciting experience. So, the theme for Tekko 2023 was Kawaii Apocalypse. And these designs, I was like, wow, it is an apocalypse. It reminds me of goth raver fashion. Really cool. This isn't really something I see as much anymore, so to be able to see it, I really liked the nostalgia of it. I talked to the designer afterwards, Gato Designs, who is also a fellow Lolita and J Fashion YouTuber. I'll be linking their channel as well as their socials and their site, if able, in the description. But they told me that they were on kind of a no-buy type of year when it came to these designs, where they used leftover fabric that they had gotten from friends or family to create them. And the orange skirt that you see here, or that you will see, that has these hole patterns in them, the fabric was in that condition when they started the design, which I thought was a really nice and cool way to incorporate it. I feel like they nailed the theme for Tekko 2023 with their apocalypse designs, as these are all things I could see when we're thinking of this sort of futuristic wasteland, making do and being fashionable while you can. Also, I love the dress with the fuzzy buddies in the bottom of it, the stuffed animals, the plushes. Uh, Big fan, really cool stuff. I also think that Gato Designs did a really good job of their outfit as well. As while the Tekko 2023 theme was Kawaii Apocalypse, the theme for the tea party was Intergalactic Cuties or Kitties. And this meshed both those ideas of intergalactic feelings with apocalypse. So I really like the attention to detail and design.
What bright looks those were. And a great representation of Hawaii Apocalypse. Let's hear it one more time for Gato Designs. Starting in 2013 by best friends Michelle and Rachel, our final featured designer for the main stage is Belladonna. For Tekko 2023, they're bringing us Belladonna Ice Cream Shop, now with more flavors than a Baskin Robbins. Want to give it a lick? Bringing us the flavors of the Hawaii Apocalypse, let's hear it for Belladonna.
We have Belladonna up next, which is always a fan favorite. It's really cool to see the Jolene Jean Lita, the capital J jumper skirt design, and to see the different sort of patterns and designs that they've come up with since then. I also love the Furby revival that we've been getting in the past couple years, so to see these kind of Furby purses, long Furby noodle designs, bucket hats, I'm 100% in love with it.
What a tasty collection that was. Let's hear it one more time for Belladonna. All of our indie designers that we've seen so far. Up next, we have our featured guests. No stranger to Tekko's main stage. Up first, we have Puvithel. The first section of Puvithel's show features Menhera collaborations Gaslit, Twinkling Stars, and On Repeat. Gaslit is a collaboration with artist Ecopath and muse Kiko Bunny, capturing feelings of confusion following the spread of misinformation in the post-2020 era. Kiko Bunny herself will be modeling this collab. Twinkling Stars and On Repeat are complementary designs by artist Soft. Twinkling Stars is a reminder to not give up and keep fighting because joy and wonder are a part of life. On Repeat is about recurring negative thought patterns and memories and how they can trap a person and lower their quality of life. 25% of the proceeds from this collection will go to the National Autistic Society of the UK as requested by Soft in lieu of their standard payment. The second section features Puvithel's newest line, Steel City, an eclectic casual line inspired by Pittsburgh itself. Here you'll see scenes from Pittsburgh skyscapes and a split coloration inspired by the Monongahela and Allegheny rivers. There's also some geese, or are they dinosaurs? Either way, this line will have you saying, what on earth did I just see? Everyone, let's give it up for Puvithel!
Puvithel was one of the bigger designers that they showcased here. I was unaware that they are a Pittsburgh native or Pittsburgh-based brand. And you'll see two distinct chunks of their runway looks, which are very fun. I always like when artists do collaboration with other artists. It was stuff that I've never really seen from this line of work before of Puvi's, so I really appreciated seeing these Menhera motifs. After that, we had a very Pittsburgh-themed section of the show, which was really funny and unexpected. I like when artists choose to highlight the area that they're in or for their inspiration. So on the fronts, you're seeing a lot of the bridges. Pittsburgh is known as the Steel City. They have, I believe, 3 rivers that intersect at one point. So there are a lot of bridges in this city, and I think that the hemline area of the skirts really exemplified that. On the back, there was little dinosaur either footprints or dino beasts themselves, which was really cute as well. And this was all to a very funny song. I'll have to look up the actual name of it and put it somewhere in the bottom. But it was about Pittsburgh and a pawn shop, and it was really fun. It was not at all what I expected from them, but I kind of like that it was a bit unexpected.
I think I know who we should be calling to fix Pittsburgh's pothole problem. Fill those potholes with stickers. Music from that section was featured by Creepy and artist Melancholia. Let's hear it one more time for Puvithel. Our final guest of the night has been in the business since 1997. What was I doing in 1997? Probably watching Rugrats and partying. Metamorphose is for everyone who wants to become even cuter and more beautiful. Those who want to transform and express themselves in various ways. Sometimes prettily, sometimes nobly, sometimes elegantly. As the name Metamorphose evokes the image of an angel's descent, transformation, change, and girlhood, Metamorphose offers clothes that can transform anyone as they like, sometimes cute, sometimes gorgeous, and sometimes cool, while valuing the girlishness that is typical of Lolita fashion. Metamorphose is for those seeking their own Lolita fashion style without being bound by genres. Let's finish our celebration of the kawaii apocalypse with Metamorphose!
Up next, we have Metamorphose Temps, my favorite fashion brand. I had already been planning to go to Tekko, so when they were announced, I died a little bit in excitement. And yeah, so unfortunately, you will see that my camera doesn't pick up most of their runway. I believe we only have the first runway look and then a little bit of the second one. Yeah, so that was very heartbreaking, but I got to see a lot of the designs that I had been admiring online, as well as to one which was released that week, and we got to see a lot of the designs that I had formerly only seen in their online shop. It was really cool to finally see them in person and see how they move. These are also items that I believe some are up for pre-order currently. And then they showcased two designs, one which was released that weekend, and the other which was a sneak preview of a Halloween JSK. It was so cute, and I'm really excited, but as always, it makes it very difficult when deciding what kind of thing I would like to spend my money on with them. Just because I love all of their design. And yeah, I'm definitely planning on getting the Lolita release, either in the yellow or the black. At first I was leaning yellow, but I think with what I've currently got, black might be a bit easier for me to manage. And during the meta Q&A panels, which I will talk about some other time in an upcoming video about the Tekko event as a whole, we were led in to know that the designer was inspired by a shrine or a temple that she had visited, where she took part in a ceremony for a baby's good health, and it was just really cute. So let me know what you thought of the designs showcased here, if there's any that you are a particular fan of. If you went to the event, what did you think? And if you are a Lolita or a J Fashion content creator and you would like to use my video and do your own reaction to the event, that is more than okay with me. I believe I will be able to set this up for remixing or whatever that is, so it should be available. And yeah, all I ask is that you credit me in the video and in the description, preferably with a link to my channel. Thank you, and stay tuned, as next week I'll be putting out my overall review of Tekko, particularly its J Fashion content, including things such as the panels, the selection of the exhibit hall, the food in the area, the tea party event, and whatever else happens along the way. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and comment if you're interested in more J Fashion or other content. You can find me on Instagram and on Tumblr at Royal Sealy. Once again, I am Royal Sealy, aka Mignonette. Talk to you soon. Bye.